You can't see, but Alex's new car is buried behind these cars. We're just making this so you can't see it when he pulls in, but...
Secret new car, even Alex doesn't know what it is.
Oh, man!
Dude, we blocked your shit in real good.
Oh man, I can't wait. I haven't seen it yet. I've just been sent pictures of it on trailers and shit, so... Are you guys gonna just like plow Jake's crown out of the way with the van, or?
No, you gotta figure its way out.
What's with the Lexus?
Move that van!
What is that a reference to? Oh man.
Oh!
It's so small beside the Jeep. Look how tiny it is. Oh my god.
Better lighting?
1991 Honda Beat. I've had a real crush on these cars for a stupidly long time. For no reason other than like I think they're hilarious because like they come with a staggered wheel setup from the factory. I love that the headlight is like integrated into the body line here with nothing else. This car is designed by Pininfarina, like the Italian design company that did all like the Ferraris and shit. It's got a 656cc engine that makes 64 whole horsepower, and it has ITBs. And the car only weighs about 1,550 pounds, like wet.
Okay.
Dude, that'd be epic.
Let's push this thing out into some like shade, because this is like the
I know the
worst
lighting
lighting
is
ever, bro.
super boonted.
You're not getting in that side.
How did Milo do this? I'm taking the roof off.
Yeah? Watch out for the scraps.
Is that really all it takes? Is that it?
I think. I
Is it
don't know.
locking in place somewhere?
Wow, right away.
Dude, I feel great. I haven't even adjusted anything yet. I'm pretty wide. I can't man spread the way I'd like to in this car, but that's okay.
Watashiwa dote desu.
What does that mean?
I don't know what dote means.
Getting out, like,
Does it tilt up anymore?
I don't know. I don't even see a tilt thing. I'm putting a tiny steering wheel on this though. 320 Momo Monte Carlo, but I think this is probably about 320. Oh my god.
I kind of fit.
It doesn't look comfy, but you are... Dude, you can touch the ground at almost stock height. Holy shit.
Wow.
He's going as fast as he can!
No, it's probably leaking.
Yo, what's up? What's good, man? Air it out.
I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, how do you go from like a Vertex S14 with an SR and Wed's wheels, like 3-piece wheels, to a Honda Beat? I've had a real crush on Honda Beats forever, especially just because I never ever see them, and especially around here. Like, I think in the whole time I've been a car enthusiast living in Vancouver, BC, I think I've seen 2 Honda Beats in my entire life, and they are always like relatively stock. And my goal is to just sort of like lean into the early 90s style of this car and have some fun with it, because at the end of the day, like, it is just a fun car. When I sold the S14, everybody's like, what are you gonna buy next? And I kind of just wrote down a few things of like, these are the elements that my next car needs to be. It needs to be white, because I love white cars. It needs to be right-hand drive. It needs to have its original engine, no swaps. And That may seem like a really broad spectrum, but the logic behind it was this. I like white cars and I like shooting photos of white cars. I found with a bright red S14, it looked really, really cool when it looked cool, but a lot of the time it was a hard color to shoot just depending on lighting and all sorts of other conditions and locations. So as somebody who loves taking pictures of cars, I found I would often convince myself to not take pictures of the S14. And in this case, I got Mike from Forthright Trading to import this car for me. So shout out Mike, Forthright Trading is awesome. Normally I import cars by myself, but lately I've been so busy that I was like, okay, I need to just get somebody to deal with all this crap for me. And Mike did such a fantastic job. He held me super accountable when we were like bidding on cars, and we finally found this one. And then, yes, and like obviously we run a brand that's based on Japanese cars, so it just seemed on brand to import something again. And the last element of just like wanting a car where the engine that's in it is the engine it came with kind of came from me having the S14 and it being a car that was swapped to SR. I didn't do that swap. I bought that car with the SR in it. And what that meant was I was always chasing down things that I didn't know the origins of, because, you know, not to say that the swap was done poorly, but the swap was done, you know, 15 years ago, and the whole time I owned the car, I was just constantly chasing swap-related gremlins because, you know, either something was messed up or a part that was used wasn't like the best part that could have been used. I mean, whoever did that swap did the best they could, especially with the technology that was available at the time. But if I'm being honest, if I was the right owner for that car, I would have probably pulled the engine out, done a full refresh, put the engine back in, ran like a Link ECU or something, had a standalone, and just like been done with all the bullshit. But I just didn't feel compelled to spend that money or do that to that car. I love the car a lot, but I didn't love the car that much. And I never had any major problems with the car, just a lot of small inconveniences, like different $10 parts failing, leaving the car stuck and undrivable in really annoying places, having to get like tow trucks to like bring it to a shop or bring it back to my house so I could like deal with the bullshit of replacing like a gasket that failed or like a fuel pressure regulator that let go internally, or just like little tiny annoying things, but it was constant. It got to the point where every time I drove the car, I was like, what $5 part is gonna ruin my day to day and leave me stuck somewhere? So I just never really drove the car. When life got serious and somebody messaged me on Instagram with a pretty significant cash offer for the car, it just made sense to let it go. And I kind of made the commitment that whatever I was gonna buy next, I wasn't gonna get too in deep with financially, and I was gonna buy something that I know I could just enjoy. But yeah, no, I'm just super stoked to have this thing in my life. I've wanted a Honda Beat for a while. I think K cars are awesome. Going to Japan last year kind of got me like pretty jazzed on K cars, and seeing other people on Instagram that like take these funny, silly little cars and do fun things with them has me super inspired. But yeah, anyways, without further ado, let's just dig into my Beat a little bit, and I'm gonna show you all the funny little things that I have discovered in the last few minutes of it being in my possession. This screen has a radar detector in it, and I don't know what the heck that's from, but it like beeps and then it shows like this Grand Theft Auto San Andreas looking clip of like some cops, and it definitely has a radar detector built in, which is, I have this rear view mirror that's also like, look here, so basically the rear view mirror is just a reverse camera. We think this probably came from like a funny electronics store in Japan or like a Don Quixote or something.
This is what the seat will look like?
Yeah, the factory seats have this zebra print on them. Oh yeah, this has like a little cartoon with a Beat. I've also made a decision. Originally, I was gonna put my Bride Vios Lomax in the driver's seat and then my Zeta 2 in the passenger seat. And I've decided to not do that. I'm gonna put my Bride in the driver's seat. I'm gonna leave the stock passenger seat in this car just for my friend Dylan. This Gathers sound system has a button that says CD, has a CD logo, and it shows that I can switch from switch through 6 CDs, and it shows there's a CD changer. We have not yet successfully found where the CD player is or where the disc changer is. So if
opened every compartment.
If you're a nerd and you know more about Honda Beats than I do, please, for the love of God, tell me in the comments where this CD player is, because I have no idea. We spent a while looking for it. We took this to the gas station because I wanted to put gas in it because the gas in it was 3 months old, and we were like, okay, that's fine. We'll just open the gas cap, and then we were like pushing on the gas cap and it doesn't release. And then I was like, oh wait, most Hondas have a release cable. So I was like looking around down here, like where the frunk cable is. There's no cable. We spent 15 minutes walking laps around this car trying to figure out how to open the gas door. It's this tiny little gremlin here. You just go like this and you go boop, and then it opened. Look at it. There's no info about these cars online because I think most of the people that bought them just bought them, kept them stock, and drove them. And there's like a couple really based MFs, one in Japan and one in Florida that has like really stanced beats. And I'm not going like the full stance route, but like I love low, so I didn't want to buy coilovers that wouldn't make the car low. So I had to do a lot of research to figure out what to get. And I was kind of like between HKS and Final Connection, and like I was gonna get Final Connection because apparently they're the ones that go the lowest, but they're also working on a new design coilover for this car right now. It hasn't come out yet. So I just bought some secondhand Blitz coilovers off of Yahoo to at least get this car started on getting low, and then maybe in a year or two when the new Final Connection ones come out, if I've still got the car, which I probably will, then I'll get the Final Connection ones and really like make it fucked. I know this direction of hood opening, BMW M3 E30.
I think all E30s actually.
Oh yeah, you're right. All well, and the E34s, E30s have the hoods that open forwards. But what I like about this is just like it's not just the hood, it's like also the fender when you think about it, right? Because this is the fender technically. So it's very much like the whole front end swings off, which is active fitment, dude. Yeah, you're right, dude. I can just remove this, drive around, let the tire out. You know, the thing is, it's like we have that. We have the G35. If I want like a 300 horsepower rear wheel drive manual car that can go sideways, we have that. And then, you know, if I want something retro and 80, oh yeah, if I want something like JDM and useful to move all my friends and shit around, we have the Alphard. And then if I want to do something like cool and old, we have the Cressida. And then, you know, I'm no stranger to stealing Dylan's car and pretending I'm in an 80s cop movie either, so that's awesome. And yeah, I feel like slowly but surely just kind of all the car buckets are getting filled, and we've never had a K car, and it's
We had a Honda.
we've never done a Honda on the channel other than like my wife's CRV, but that thing just exists in the background. And yeah, we've never done a K car, so
Yeah, these pipes are sick.
yeah, they're really funny. I'm not 100% sure what brand this exhaust is. It's got that like Jasma like thing on it, but isn't that just a rating? Yeah, it's got to get it inspected. Hopefully that's gonna get lined up in the next few days. I can't really foresee anything that's gonna stop it from passing.
And then we'll go do a proper...
Yeah, we'll go take it somewhere. We'll film some like pretty, well, I'll wash it. I'll give this thing a deep clean because holy crap does it ever need one. It's just covered in like
Makes sense.
roll on, roll off shipping port goop.
Feature.
We'll reveal it somewhere, do some photos, film some cool cinematic clips, and that'll go
After this.
because we're probably not going to film this car anymore until we do that. So, sun is setting, and we want to shoot a cool little cinematic of this car because it's officially legal. It passed its inspection today, which is awesome. And I just wasted 2 hours of my life at the insurance place because nobody who works for an insurance company knows how to do their job. And we're going to take it somewhere sick, but I have to get it off of these wheels that were on it to pass the inspection.
Can Gatorade sponsor us?
I think Gatorade should sponsor Nelson.
Don't gatekeep the spot, man.
Dude, stop gatekeeping this spot. Is the one thing that I had to order from Japan that I wasn't really planning on needing was, unfortunately, like the most common thing that fails on these cars is the rear window. And when I bought this car, I specifically was looking for one that didn't have a rear window that failed. And unluckily enough that like within a couple days of it just like being in Canada, I guess after a few months of it sitting outside at the port and getting crispier and crispier and crispier, we brought the roof up and down a couple times and it just split. So I actually didn't even see when it happened. I just like put the car away one night, closed the roof, and then like, yeah, next day roof got opened up and I got a call right away just being like, hey, like, was there a tear in the roof? And there wasn't before. So it must have just split just with like all the temperature changes and, you know, it being super crispy from sitting outside. Not that I really plan on driving the car around with the roof up much anyways, but it's always like, you know, nice to be able to have a complete car that doesn't look like shit, whether the roof's up or down. And I mean, feel like it starts raining or something when I'm out. Obviously, I want to have a roof that I can put up. But yeah, no, that's it. This is my Honda Beat. I've got a bunch of parts in my garage already, and a bunch more that are on their way from Japan right now. So when I get back from Japan, I should have some time to dig into this thing and like get it on coilovers and some wheels with some new tires, put some seat, like put a seat in it, new steering wheel, a couple little knickknacks and doodads for the interior just to kind of like spruce it up. And then I'm just gonna kind of go over the whole car and try and clean things up a whole bunch because it's sat for a long time. It needs a little love. Thanks for, thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you guys are surprised and are excited to see what's gonna come with this car and everything else that we got going on the channel. Like I mentioned a minute ago, I'm actually heading to Japan probably about a week after this video. Actually, no, I'm heading to Japan the day after this video is supposed to come out, which is super exciting. I'm gonna be there for a couple weeks and do some car stuff, bring the camera and film that. So we'll have a small series on that coming soon. Alex in Japan 2. We try and make a video every Friday, so tune in next week. Boom!